Hey cupcakes, it's that time of the month again. We're going to be doing my August TBR. We are actually going to be doing a couple things differently. So instead of our TBR game that we've been doing a couple of times, we're actually going to be scrapping that for this month, and we're going to be doing a TBR checklist. This is not my original idea. I actually got it from, her name is Aubrey Books and Coffee. I will link her in the cards. But she has her own TBR checklist that she makes. I have already changed this quite a few times on Canvas, so this is not the exact one, but I do know what I'm going to be doing on my checklist as we go through. So we have the roles, prompts, and picks, which is going to be our board game, which you will see in just a few minutes. That is still the same. We have a TBR jar pick, which is going to be my cupcake here, picking our physical book. I think I'm actually going to keep the book that I rolled in July's TBR because I never did read it, which is These Deathless Shores, I believe. So we'll keep that one. I have a Kindle Unlimited book I need to pick. I need to do a NetGalley pick. I need to do a Goodreads pick. And then we need to do our Shrink the Shelf pick, which is also by, oh, I don't remember her name, but the lady, the Aubrey, she does her own version of Shrink the Shelf because there was a lady also on YouTube that created a Shrink the Shelf game, but it hasn't actually been released yet to anybody. So as for the time being, Aubrey's been doing her own version. I like that idea because it can still use my Dungeons and Dragons Yahtzee dice that I have. So we did that, which you'll see that game in just a minute. And then we have some YouTuber games I'm going to be doing. One for Kirsten because she actually has her Readathon happening this month. So we'll be using that board. And then Leandra from TBR Zero also has her own board game that she made for a different kind of Readathon I think she did in the past, which oddly enough Aubrey also uses. I just like her ideas of trying to have like different ways of getting books on your TBR, but it also helps me out because it gives me prompts, but it also gives me like goals I'm trying to cover. And then we have tarot pick. I'll be using my tarot deck here. I do have some cards missing because right now as we speak I'm doing the tarot readathon, but that's fine. I still have plenty of cards to choose from for a prompt, and I will be using the prompts that are from the tarot readathon. And then I'm trying to remember what else there was that I haven't mentioned yet. I'll pop it right here, what I missed, but I think I covered everything. So let's just go ahead and go into doing our first thing, which is going to be our rolls on our actual board game that we're going to be using this month. We will be doing 2 rolls on that, and then 2 rolls on the Shrink the Shelf game, and then everything else is just going to be a 1 roll prompt for each thing. So let's go ahead and get started. I also forgot to preface, I do have quite a list of books to read. Let me get my little handy dandy notebook here. For the month of August, I have Northern Lights, which is going to be my actual August book for the Year in Aldea challenge from the Aurelium from Book Roast's channel. I have Healing the Rancher's Heart, which is July's book, but I know from right now, as I'm filming this, I have not got to that one or even started it. So that will be rolled over to August. And then I have The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. It is the book club book for Kitty that was for July, August, I think, because the other one was May, June, I believe. But I have that book to read because I want to try to read books that I can get a hold of that she is doing for her book clubs, for her public book club. And then we have just 2 books that are for a readathon that I'm doing in August that I for sure am going to make sure I make those work because it's only the 2 prompts that you have on this readathon besides a little like self-care prompt, and that's going to be Holding It and 12 Dates Later. And then in terms of August in a whole, I made it super busy for myself because I'm crazy, but the Cliterature Readathon by Steph Loves is from the 4th to the 10th. We have the Full Moon Readathon that has the 2 prompts from Jan Agaton is from the 13th to the 20th. I have the Year Aldea challenge. I have the Relax and Readathon by Kirsten for her board. It's only going to be for 24 hours. It's going to be on the 16th. And then for the 1st to the 18th, I'm going to be doing the Summer Reading Challenge bingo board that I got from Half Price Books. And whatever you fulfill on that bingo board, you turn it in and then you use the coupon that they have on the back between those dates towards a book. And I already have a book in mind to get, which is going to be the wherever it is. Oh, it's over there. It's the second one to the spell shop. the Enchanted Greenhouse. I for sure want to get that book, but I had to come home and make sure that the books were going to be the same height. It was a whole thing. And then other than that, there is going to be a monthly long challenge that I'm doing on Facebook. It's going to be through the American Cancer Society. You have to read 30 minutes a day to do that, as well as if you get donations to your donation box, if you get at least $25, you get a shirt for it. But that being said, that is all the readathons and the challenges and everything that I'm doing for the month. It's going to be a busy month. So let's go ahead and get started into this game and see what we roll, so we can see what books we can pick out of our multiple possibilities I have. Because besides the full moon readathon having the 2 prompts and then like the self-care prompt, Steph Love's Cliterature readathon has multiple prompts, but they're only both a week long, so I'm just only going to try to roll and pick what books I can to fit into that, and whatever books those are, that's what I'll prioritize to read for those, because it's technically not really a bingo board. It's just multiple prompts and like a 4x4 that you can pick from. And then she has also like self-care prompts on there as well, like participating in the sprint. I think, actually, I don't know what the prompts are. At the end, I'll tell y'all what prompts we didn't cover and go from there. So let's go ahead and get some rolls in. Alrighty, cupcakes. Did we guess that it was going to be a Monopoly board for our TBR game? Because I totally did. I went ahead and went through all my actual things that I have and tried to make it work for a TBR game, and the best thing I can do actually is a Monopoly board. So we actually have all these prompts. Some of these are from Becca's Bookopoly board, but some of them work for me. So we had the Randomize Your TBR, which was from her. Like, most of this is her own board, but I have like Self-Destruct, and then I have People, Weapons, Buildings. That's also from her. The Dice Roll Roulette. I have Fantasy, Romance, Spicy, Pole Pick. I have Nature, Fauna, Flora. We have TBR Jar. Let me turn this around for you guys. We have TBR Jar. I have Kindle Unlimited, Chat GBT Picks, Audio, Physical. We have the Community Shelf. We have Roji Biv, Current Season. I realized now after I printed it off at the library, even though it was like 50 cents, I can go get it reprinted, but it's literally just a typo that I put an R instead of E. It's fine. It's literally only for me anyway. Net Galley, Luke Picks, which is my favorite little art. I got all this art from Canva for free and filled it out. So I like the little bears together. Mystery, Paranormal, Historical, Feed Scroll, and then Big Book, Recent Purchase, Highest Rated. That's all these for sure are from Becca's Bookopoly board. So anyway, we're going to do 2 rolls on this board to have prompts for our guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's re-roll that. So a 5 and a 2, and I forgot a thing, so we'll use this dice here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a chance. I believe chance is books, like however many books you want to choose from, but then half of them are ones you don't want and half that you do want. So we'll have to come back to that at the end to figure out which book I pick, because I'll have to make a list real quick and then pick from there. So next roll is going to be a 5 and a 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you serious? 2 chance cards? Okay, well, I think this actually works out in my favor, because I can use just the books that I have already filled in for the prompts for Steph's readathon, and we can pick between those and roll for both times and see what it picks and go from there. So that's going to be our books for the TBR game here. Hey guys, so this is my Cliterature TBR that I have here. I am not going to be doing 12 dates later or holding it, because it's already going to be for the full moon readathon. So in total, we have this page and this page. We have 11. So let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, so we have 11. So let's go here, and we'll have to generate it twice. And that will be our book that we choose for both of our chance prompts. So we have 5 and 1. So the number 1 is Savor It, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to be That Time That I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, which is good because that was one of my priority reads. And then Savor It is on one of my bingo boards, the Our Fantasy bingo board. So those are going to be our 2 books that we picked for the chance prompt. So we're quickly going to do my Kindle Unlimited prompt because we do have the NetGalley already picked. I will be showing the book at the end for that. But the Kindle Unlimited from our TBR here, we do have Harry Potter, we do have The Lord of Asterial, we have Lemon Cake, we have Mixing with Mayhem, we have The Elf Tangent, and we have Knave. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So out of 1 of 6, we will roll, and we did number 2, which I think is The Lord of Asterial. Awesome. So that means we got 2 books off of Our Fantasy bingo board, and I'm actually going to go ahead and do a check mark here, knowing that these are the books I picked for my TBR for sure. And then that's it. Now we go down to my Shrink the Shelf game, and let's go ahead and record that. Okay, this is our Shrink the Shelf game. We have 6-sided dice with corresponding characters on it. If we do roll a 6, it is nothing, so we just re-roll. So let's roll these together, see what we can match up together, and we need to do 2 of these. So first one, we have a gelatinous cube, so we have here, and then we have a dragon. So our first prompt is a black cover. Okay. And then our next roll is also a gelatinous cube, but then a owlbear. So we have a weapon on the cover. So let's go ahead and go back to my TBR that I have already and see if any of those match up to be a black cover and a weapon on the cover. So let's see. Okay, so for our books here that we have, we can do for sure 12 Dates Later so that it's for sure on the TBR for a black cover. It does have black and red. And then let's see, for weapon on the cover, we can do Knave because it has a dagger. So we can do Knave, and we'll do 12 Dates Later just so for sure it's on the TBR, because I think that's the only actual black cover for sure I have, besides maybe like the Elf Tangent. So we're just going to go ahead and count it. So 12 Dates Later and Knave are going to be our black cover and our weapon on the cover. Okay, so moving right along, we are going to be doing Leandra by the TBR-thon, or the Leandra the TBR Zeros book prompt game that she has here, the Paws and Bookshelves. This is actually the Start Here square, and we are going to just roll a, let's see, should I do a 1 or a 2? I always like even numbers, so let's roll 2 dice and see where we land on the board, and then that will be our prompt for our book. So we have a 1 and a 2. So we are only going to be 3. So 1, 2, 3. Person on cover. That should be super easy to do because I'm pretty sure most of my books that are on my TBR have people on the cover. Or 1 plus person on the cover. Okay, yeah, so people on the cover. So that will work. And then I'm just going to go ahead and move this board right along, and we will put the Kirsten board on here. And I did go ahead and off camera roll a d4 because her game doesn't actually have a start. So I did it where it's either going to be the top of here, 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 or here. And I rolled a 1, so we're going to be on favorite author first. And same thing with her, I'm going to roll 2 dice and see where we land. So we have a 3 and a 1, which is 4. So, and hers have self-care as well as book prompts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Move 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. Enjoy nature. So we'll do that, which is good because I just got some new roller skates, so I'll be trying to do that soon. I've only literally put them on 1 time since I bought them. Let's go ahead and roll 1 more time to try to get us a book prompt. So a 2 and a 5, so that's a 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, it's an exercise. Let's keep rolling until we get a prompt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Discord vote. Okay, I can do that. And then I'll get them to choose between books that I want to read. So I will go do that now, and then I will try to see if I can get y'all an answer at the end to know what book we're picking. Alright, that is our board games. Now we need to do a Goodreads giveaway book pick, and a series pick, and a tarot pull. Alright, we laid my tarot cards out, and we are going to just pull one at random, so I think we're going to go with this one. So we have the Tower. So let's go look and see what the prompt is for the Tower. The prompts from the Tarot Readathon that Deja and Noelle do, so they have all of the cards here with prompts. So we actually got a Major Arcana one, which is the Tower, which is read a book about going through a major change. Okay, I'll have to do some research to see which books might work for that and get back with y'all at the end to see what book I picked. So we did a Please Pick Me a Series Discord vote, and we did it between the Lord of Stereo book and Lemon Cake, and as you see here, I'm just going to go ahead and close the vote here at 4 votes that we have 75% for Lemon Cake, so that will be our Discord vote book. Okay guys, we're back, and that was a lot. I will eventually get better at only playing like a board game and picking books from there and using physical books, but I am such a mood reader and physical books intimidate me. I still have the whole stack of books from July that are just sitting up there that never got touched. For some reason, I am just a Kindle girly right now, and that's where we're at. And to be fair, I barely even touch my Kindle. I use the Kindle app on my phone, and I read mainly at night or when we have a sprint going on that I'm in a group with. So with that ramble out of the way, we have 12 books to go over, as well as one book that we were not able to get as a pick, which is going to be Holy Knit, which is for the Full Moon Readathon's prompt. And I will show the boards for all of them of like what their prompts were and all of that in just a moment. So for the first thing we did our new TBR game, which is the Bookopoly, which is used by multiple people, but it has specifically prompts that work for me in my TBR. So we rolled twice, and we got both chance picks on the board. I don't know how I managed to do that, but we did the chance, which the chance is you get to pick however many amount of books you want to choose, and then you just split it in the middle, that it's some books you don't want to read and some books you do want to read. But I went ahead and just changed it up for this readathon specifically and just picked all the books that I have on the TBR for that specifically and rolled however many there were, and we got to pick it twice. So the two books that got picked were Savor It and The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. So that worked for that book there that I need to get read anyway because it is Kitty's book club book. And then Savor It is on my Our Fantasy Bingo board, so that also covers anything that I'm working on in the background. The next thing we did was the TBR jar. I went ahead and just kept the book that we rolled in or picked in July, which was These Deathless Shores. I'm just going to roll it over to August, so that way it is my TBR jar book actually still getting picked and read. Hopefully I read it this time around. The next thing was the Net Galley. I went into my list to see what book I had. I've already downloaded this and just haven't touched it yet. So I did the Marin, sorry if I butchered that, but the Marin Chronicles Book 1 Adira. I'll show the cover here. That's going to be my Net Galley book. The Kindle Unlimited book, I did The Lord of Stariel, and that is one of the books on my TBR. We have the Shrink the Shelf game, I did twice, and we rolled a black cover and a weapon on the cover. So we did 12 Dates Later, which is another book that is prioritized for the Full Moon Readathon. So we got that on the board, and then as well as Knave, which is a book that's on the Our Fantasy Bingo board, and it has a little dagger for the weapon on the cover. The next thing we did was we did Leandra's TBR game, and we got a person or person plus one, which people on the cover, and I went ahead and picked Northern Lights, which is going to be the August Aurelium TBR book, so we can get that one in. And then we did Kirsten's TBR game, and I did that for her Relax the Readathon picks. So I had the Enjoy Nature, which I'll try to do some more roller skating with my new roller skates, as well as I did technically roll exercise, so I'll try to do that as well because roller skating is a very strenuous kind of thing to do, but it's fun. So I'll count those together, as well as an actual book prompt that we got was a Discord vote. So I voted just now for our series to choose from for my TBR, and we did the Lord of Stereo and Lemon Cake. And I went ahead and put Lord of Stereo in for the Kindle Unlimited book, and we used Lemon Cake because that was 80% votes. 5 votes got Lemon Cake, so we're going to do that one as my Discord vote. And then Goodreads giveaway book that we're picking, I'm doing the Crescent Moon Tea Room because I'm already in the middle of reading it, and I might as well just roll that over as well, so that way I'm not picking a different Goodreads giveaway book that I want. I'm just going to pick the one I'm already in the middle of paused on my Goodreads. So and then my series that we're going to keep doing, I'm going to be starting a series, but it's actually on the TBR for Cliterature, which is the Mixing Up with Mayhem book. And then last but not least, we did our tarot card, and I picked a card, the Tower, and it meant going through major change. And I'm actually going to be using my July Aurelium Year in Aldea Challenge book, which is Healing the Ranger's Heart, because she goes through a lot of changes and then falls in love. So the only book that did not get covered that I needed to prioritize was Holy Knit, and it is a very short book. It is just a little tiny romance book of a magical knit set that her grandmother has. She left when she died, and it like makes her a boyfriend or something like that. I didn't read too hard into it, but it is a book that's for the full moon readathon for a prompt, and we'll just have to read that on that week. So with that being said, that is my 12 books. So for, like I said, the Cliterature Readathon is from the 4th to the 10th, which is going to be 6 days. And then the full moon readathon is from the 13th to the 20th. So actually we'll be finishing one before I start the other one. And then as well as those two, I'll be trying to just do my summer reading challenge bingo board from Half Price Books and try to read those books within those time frames to get those done, because the reading challenge will be done right before the full moon readathon is over with. So if I can read those books and however many I can cover, because I don't think you have to get a bingos per se, it's just read as much as you can on that board and then mark them off and then turn it into the thing. I don't know if you can just even lie and say you did it and then turn it in, but it has a coupon on the back, so I'm assuming it's just so you can come back to use your coupon. As well as doing that American Cancer Society challenge I'm going to be doing for the whole month, which is reading 30 minutes a day, as well as doing my also 50 pages a day. And with that, we are done. So now we're just going to quickly go over the prompts for the Cliterature Readathon that I have fulfilled, and as well as the prompts for the full moon readathon that I have that I'm completing, as well as showing at the end the actual board so you can see all the prompts that we didn't get covered. So first things first, we have a summer read. I got Savor It. We have an indie book, which we have 12 Days Later. We have short read, which is going to be the Holy Knit. We have POC author, which is going to be the Time I Got Drunk. I almost did How to Train Dragon. The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. We got Flowers on the cover, which is going to be the Lord Stereo. And then we have a Disability Rep, which is going to be Holy Knit. Or nope, that's not correct. Disability Rep, which is going to be Lemon Cake. We have Steph Breck, which is going to be Mixing with Mayhem, or Mixing on Mayhem, however it's called, because now I had it wrong. Series, we are doing Dolores Stereo. And then for the full moon readathon, we have Creepy. She said however you want to interpret this, so I did 12 Days Later because it's got skulls and blood and it's like moody. And then 8, you could do however you want, 8 words, 8 letters, however you want to do it, and Holy Knit is 8 letters, so I'm doing that. And then the self-care prompt on hers is to do Treat Yourself, so I'm going to be doing my Treat Yourself when I go take my coupon in to get my second book for the spell shop, so I'll be fulfilling that as well before the readathon is actually over, because it ends on the 20th and that challenge ends at the 18th. And that is it. So I will show at the end here all of the prompts for both of those readathons. I'll just have them as little snippet photos for you guys so you can read all of them. And that's it. That's my August TBR. It's a lot. It's 12 books, but I'm going to be trying to prioritize the 2 books during the 1 week and whatever I have rollover, I guess, from the first week of the 10 days. But we will see what happens. If I can get at least 4 this month, I'll be happy, because for this last month for Tarot Readathon, we had 4 prompts, and I read more than that because I did significators that we had for extra points, and I covered those books every time. So I think at this point in time I have we got 1, possibly 2, three out of the actual TBR that I had. I'm not reading the big chunky book. I'll probably roll that off into like fall time and then read the other one that's already came out after it. But we have 3 of those if I can finish the one book today or tomorrow. So maybe just 2 out of 4, which is fine. But we also did 1, 2, and 3. We did, so, and technically we did 5, and if not, hopefully 6, if I can finish the one book in today and tomorrow. It is a very short book, so if I can really just do nothing else after this but read, besides going grocery shopping and going and getting snow cones because it's very warm here in Texas, I think I can do it. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one, and until then, stay sweet, cupcakes. Bye.